Our homeschool space has changed a lot throughout the years, and it's time to switch it up again. So sometimes we get the itch to change something up or get started on a project right away without much time to plan or think. And so I set up the camera and started recording when we were already well into the process of switching some things around on our shelves. We've had these white IKEA storage bins on the bottom row of our cube shelf system, which is also from IKEA, for a while now. However, we have decided that we needed them to go up higher. They were very accessible to my little ones, and unfortunately, a lot of the supplies that were stored in these white bins are not safe, especially for my 13-month-old. There's a lot of small parts in there. She's a very curious little one, and she was getting into these bins just about every day, which was kind of becoming a big headache and a big nuisance for the rest of us. So I figured, why not make things a little bit easier on ourselves and just move these out of her reach and use the bottom section of our shelving unit for things that she actually can play with. I decided to try to make this corner more of a play area for my littlest ones. And so we decided to move the rocking chair to the opposite corner. And it looked pretty decent over here, but it's not going to stay there for very long. And that is because I actually picked out a little tabletop set for my two littles. And this was something that we purchased from Amazon. I will have a bunch of stuff, including this table set, linked down below just in case you're interested in looking for similar products for your little ones or for your learning space. Okay, so we have the table all put together. I absolutely love this set. It is so cute, and I love the built-in soft storage bins for toys. Each chair has a storage bin, and I love the flippable top with extra storage on the inside. We did not have any large building blocks to go with this, so we found a set at Walmart. It's basically like a dupe for Duplo blocks, and it is mega blocks. These were so inexpensive, and they fit on the building base perfectly. I also love the fun girly colors. So we're going to put these and maybe a couple of other open-ended play options in these bins.
There's some heavy weight on your shoulders. The sparkle walk right out of your eyes. Some seasons of life might get colder, but I miss summer days and we laugh till we cry. Wear those freckles, your badge of honor. Go barefoot, you know you wanna. Darling, take a load off. You don't gotta show off. You can let your hair.
Okay, we're also going to put some musical instruments, a little music instrument play set that my sister-in-law recently gifted my little ones. We're gonna go ahead and store that in one of the bins as well.
There's nowhere that you need to be. Sometimes letting loose is essential. Windows down, music up, let the wind kiss your cheek.
I had this basket where we have a lot of baby toys. And my original idea was that I would just keep the baby toys on the lower shelf of the cube shelving unit. But now that we have this table, I think what I'm going to do is, and I've already done it, is transition some of the most favorite toys into some of these cubbies. So for this chair, in theory, if this is my baby's chair, she's 13 months old, so she still needs to be like supervised when she's on furniture. She might tip or fall over, but she can climb up onto the chair. So if this cubby is hers, I can put some of her go-to baby toys into her chair. And then I pulled out some of the absolute favorite toys from here that still get a lot of use. And then a lot of this stuff, like this is in great condition. The reason it's in great condition is none of my kids have played with this. Like these were things I got with really good intentions. Like, oh, these books are supposed to be really good for baby. They love the black and white. They love the primary colors, the mirror. My kids never went for stuff like this. Even if they did like it, which they don't, they're too old for it anyway. We have like some loveys in here. This was a gift from my mom. So I need to decide what is sentimental enough to put into storage and keep. And then I'm only going to keep the things that they're actually reaching for out and accessible to them. Okay, so I've been using these clear lidded tubs. They do have lids. These stack really well. You can actually see two more on my cube shelving unit. And I've been using two of them for my almost 3-year-old, just for sort of random bits and bobs, dry erase activity books, coloring books, that kind of thing. So I'm going to clean out the collection and see what is worth keeping. And then I'm hoping to transition some of this into the new table storage. A lot of these that are filled completely are not to keep. So I need to find a place for this table set that is not right next to my girls' desks. My 13-month-old actually climbs up and then climbs up and then climbs up to my big girls' desks, and that is a problem, a big problem. So right now we have rocking chair and ottoman over in this corner. They're like play cushion couch set. Their toys and books, and then I have this Papazon cushion that I've used as a giant floor playmat for a while now. And yeah, we need to reconfigure some things. So right now, my thought process is that the item we get the least use out of is the rocking chair. And that's a little sad because it means like my baby days are dwindling. My youngest is still nursing, still, you know, she's still a baby in a lot of ways, but she's also outgrowing a lot of the baby things. The rocking chair was a hand-me-down. It's not something that I picked and purchased myself. It was something that was practical and functional, and I did get a good amount of use out of it, but I just don't find myself sitting there very much anymore. My youngest, who is still breastfeeding, she is in her nursing gymnast phase where she's like climbing all over me while she's trying to breastfeed. So typically, if I need to nurse her during the day, I am not going to be doing it in this chair. I will be going to my couch in the living room. So I think the rocking chair's gotta go.
When it sometimes doesn't go to plan, you throw out a cuss and you get stuck in the sand. There's a way somehow.
Okay, so this is looking nice and tidy again. I was looking through some of the things we have here. So these are notebooks, watercolor paper. It's kind of random things that both my older girls use and my toddler uses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these, make sure everything is still worth keeping, and then also decide if any of this needs to go into my toddler's storage at her table versus if it's big kid stuff, then it can continue to live on the shelf. I have some piles here. These are coloring books that I think my older girls will want to keep. This is a pile of sketchbooks and notebooks and watercolor paper and tracing paper that I think my older girls will want to keep. I need the older girls to take a look at these two piles before I decide officially what's happening. But with this pile, these are all drawing tutorial books. They're still in good shape. I think we'll still get use out of them. So these will go back on the shelf. This is recycling, and these are some notebooks and lined paper that I think my toddler will still get some use out of. Lots of blank pages. And you can never have enough like junk notebooks for toddlers, at least not in my house. Also found some like crafting foam. I have a place for this, and this is not the place, so this needs to just be put away. We have two empty bins with lids. We have an empty small basket, which also has a lid. And we have an empty larger woven basket. So now we can kind of redistribute things and see how we want to implement this storage. My oldest already figured out that she needs more room for her sculpting supplies. She's been doing a lot more work with clay. So we had previously been storing her clay in one of these compartmentalized boxes from IKEA. We have several of them with various art supplies, but she has way more clay now. So she's going to take up one of these larger bins that doesn't have the compartment walls and make that her sculpting supply. And once we cleared out her sculpting supplies, we noticed we had more room to reorganize and refill these containers. These sort of act as our back stock for extra pencils, extra crayons, extra markers, sort of random supplies that we don't need out every day. So we just sort of tidied these up and reconfigured them a bit. I am debating this guy right here. I'm not sure that we really need it anymore, but I also don't want to prematurely get rid of it. I talked with my older girls and both of them were like, Mom, sometimes we use this to make forts with the couch cushion set. Like this becomes the base of the fort, or this becomes the thing that they throw on top of the walls that they build out of these cushions. So I feel like it kind of makes sense to hold on to it a little bit longer. I'm just not loving how much overall space is being utilized right now. I feel like we can make it a little bit more compact. Of course, it's not going to stay that way. They're going to get things out. They're going to make a mess of it again. They're going to build with it again. That happens daily. But I want to see if we can make it more compact for when it's put away.
And I'm ringing it for you.
Okay, this feels really, really, really good. I really like it. Will it stay like this? Absolutely not. It's gonna get wrecked and destroyed over and over and over again. That's okay. That's just how life goes with little ones. But I'm keeping the mat, at least for now, by stacking this a little higher into more of a chair. I have the same amount, if not more, cozy seating room as I do when this is in its couch format. And of course they can take this all apart and they can build whatever play structure they want in the moment. So I'm sure there will be days where it will be a couch and there will be days where it will be a fort and so on and so on. But for when we're tidying and we're having this room sort of reset, this feels a lot more open. So we have all this open floor space. We have our cozy little reading nook. We have our big kid craft stuff, our homeschool stuff, and then our littles section down here on the two bottom tiers with some of their larger toys and puzzles. And for the most part, I am trying to have just one or two things in each cube. And this is going to make tidying up a lot easier, especially for the littles who are still learning how to clean up after themselves. It's also going to make it easier for them to find what they're looking for and for them to actively play without digging through a bunch of bins and baskets. So we love that. And then we have their activity table, more toys, mostly the building blocks that go with this insert. And then we have activity books, notebooks, coloring books in here. And yes, we have too many still. They barely fit, but it does close all the way. And so for now, we're holding on to those. We'll see if I can manage to purge more at another date. And then the larger toys, the rocking horse and the two push toys, for now, we're putting them over here. They're out of the way. They're the type of toy that you need to actually like pull out to use it anyway. So if they are getting played with, they're going to be pulled out of this corner regardless, but they can live there for now when they're not in use. Their days are numbered, let me tell you, because my youngest daughter's already walking, so she's less interested in these types of toys that are supposed to help stabilize them in those early walking days. And the rocking horse was a hand-me-down. We've gotten some good use out of it, but I'm seeing that it's getting used less and less frequently. So I have a feeling that some of these will be going within the next year or 2 years, if not sooner. But for now, I can live with this. And yes, I know for some people this is still going to be too much clutter, too much stuff. But, you know, we have 4 kids that are sharing this space and using it for very different purposes. And I feel like this is pretty good. We have our one baby doll stroller that did not make the cut. That's gonna go to probably a donation center. I stuffed my rocking chair in the dining room for now. That's obviously not a long-term solution. I need to clean it up, wipe it down, clean the cushions, and then probably list it online to see if anyone wants to come pick it up. And if not, that will also be going to a donation station soon. Random toys that need to find a new home in our house or someone else's house. But what I am thinking for this area here, we have our shelves that we put in last year that have become a display house for all of the finished crafts and projects that my bigger girls do. And that's fine. I'm gonna leave them as is. They're definitely fuller than they probably need to be for starting a new school year, but for now, it's all good. This is the bulletin board where my older girls put like drawings, paintings, whatever that they want on display for at least a short window of time. I'm thinking I'm going to rehome the bulletin board and move that so that we can put something else here for my littles. Okay, this play kitchen, it's not new. We've had it for about a year, and it was living in my daughter's bedroom. We previously had an IKEA play kitchen, which served us very well, and it's very affordable. I was looking for an upgrade for my two littles, not really because we needed one, but just because I thought it would be fun to have an upgrade. And I researched a lot of play kitchens. I looked at a ton of different ones, all the way from least expensive to ridiculously expensive. And this one was kind of right in the middle range. And for what you get and for how pretty it is, I think it's very much worth the price. It has a good amount of storage, especially if you count the little shelf. Really, the beauty is in the details. And if you are not interested in this, by all means, skip ahead. But if you, like me, secretly buy toys for yourself and live vicariously through your children, then you might enjoy seeing the details. So we have like faux marble or some kind of stone countertops with veining. We have like the cute backsplash that matches, that has the veining. Little built-in shelves and nooks and hooks for your stovetop area. All of the knobs make a great satisfying sound. The oven actually opens like an oven, not like a cabinet. A lot of play kitchens have the oven open sideways. And I know that that is a safety mechanism because they don't want kids to climb up here. This has a great safety support, and also we just teach our kids not to stand on this or climb on this. But they really appreciate the realistic oven opening down and forward. And I think this rack also slides in and out, so you can adjust what you fit in there. Under oven storage, under sink storage. Eventually I might like add a little shelf, even if it's just like a wire rack shelf that folds, that you can get very inexpensive, if I needed to add some more vertical storage in here, but so far they've been okay with that. We have the little fridge with the ice maker that really works. Drops little wooden ice cubes. And it does come with ice cubes, but we also had some from other kitchen play sets. These are supposed to be like drawers, but they just open downwards like a flap. We have the little built-in espresso maker. It actually has like a different faux backsplash just in this area, which I think is really a cute detail. But all of this works and you can move it and play with it. And then above that is the microwave. Backsplash continues all the way up. More fun knobs. Beautiful farmhouse sink with a little image of a drain. I love the brass hardware. We have like a faux window with a little Roman shade. A little hood vent over the stove. I am also such a sucker for mixed metal. So I love that we have like the stainless silver details, we have brass, and we even have like a little bit of copper. Oh, it's so pretty, y'all. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna stop geeking out over my children's toys. The reason that I wanted to bring this out of their bedroom and into our homeschool room / playroom is I kept noticing that when they were playing with this, they were bringing their little dishes and their little food items out of their room constantly, daily. They would go like play with this little kitchen, make the food, and then they'd be bringing it out because they wanted to sit on their little couch and eat their play food or drink their play coffee. And now they have this little table that they want to sit at. So to me, it just makes the most sense to have all of this stuff that my littles are constantly playing with in the same vicinity. It feels very Montessori, like it's giving Montessori, even though, don't come at me, I know Montessori would never allow this much plastic. It was so nice to watch my daughter react to our hard work. She is loving having this new setup and she got busy right away with her imaginative play. I think she's going to get a lot of use out of this space and really just enjoy this new setup. I'm also very glad that I did not get rid of the Papasan mat because we definitely still need it for naps. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoy videos like this. And stay tuned because I will be sharing more of our organization and prep work in our homeschool space for the upcoming 2025-2026 homeschool year. I will see you guys soon. Bye for now and happy homeschooling.